Yes, Governor. Got it. A sheriff? But law and order is the last thing I want in this town. Maybe I can work this to my advantage. I could find a sheriff who so repulsed the good people of Nottingham his very appearance would cause them to run him out of town. But where do I find such a man? Why am I asking you?
Yeah? Yes, bring me a Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper, and make it snappy. I'm in a hurry.
Here you are, Howard Johnson. We got a cable from the governor. New sheriff will be here at noon.
Oh, strike up the band! Gabby, what do you see?
Hey! The sheriff's a nut!
What do you say?
Said the sheriff is here.
No! God, damn it! I said the sheriff's a nut!
As honorary chairman of the Welcome Committee, it's my privilege to present a laurel and a hearty handshake to our new nerd.
Thank you, sirs. Excuse me while I whip this out. By the powers vested in me by the governor of this mighty fine state, I declare this board game the Sheriff of Nottingham. Hold it. Next one of you moves, the board game gets it.
Hold your fire, men. I believe he means it.
Hold your fire, man. Hold your fire. He means it.
Do what he say. Do what he say. Shut up. Anybody makes a move, I'll blow this board game clean all over this town. Hit me! Hit me! Hit me! Oh Lord, hit me! Hit me! Shut up!
Oh, baby, you are so talented. They are so dumb.
Well, that didn't work. We're going to have to come up with another idea.
I got it! We'll work up a number 6 on him.
Number 6? I'm afraid I'm not familiar with a number 6.
That's where we go riding into town, hooping and a-hollering, whooping every living thing in sight, except the board game.
We spare the board game?
No! We rate the board game. Number 6.
Hi, welcome back to the Board Game Batcave, where we play all the games so you don't have to. This week we're reviewing Sheriff of Nottingham, and so we're going to hit them all at once. So first thing we're going to talk about is components. We start over here with Iron Marshmallow.
I got a chance to play this game at Gen Con. That was the only time we played it so far that I did. Components, there's not that many, but they're nicely done. There's no zombies. 5. Not too bad. It's decent. It's good. So I'll give it a 5.
Middle of the road.
Yeah.
I give it a little higher than that because I really like the artwork. I think the guy they chose here to do the art is that Disney-esque type art, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to give, there's not a whole lot of components, but the ones they do give, they give you plenty of cards, so you're not going to necessarily know what. And I heard a whole reviewer do a whole bit on this snap about how that's the most important part of the game. I think it's a good part of the game. I'm going to give it a 7, 7.5. Go 7.5.
Yeah, to me, this kind of game doesn't really rely on the components that much. So, I'd give it somewhere in about a 6 to a 7. The artwork is nice. I do think the characters, particularly the yellow guy, is pretty entertaining and everything. I love the snaps. I wonder how long they'll last, but I've heard a lot of other people talking about that too. So, but for me, this game, no zombies. And, it doesn't really rely on the components that much, so I'll give it a 7.
From the other games I've been used to playing, as far as components, this we talked about, it's very, very simple. Very simple. But it's easily played. I love the idea how we banter back and forth. I believe, as Mike was talking, that's the big part of it. The components, they're really pretty. I love the over-exaggerations of how they put the pictures on there. They really bring it out. It gets pretty corny to me, but I like that stuff. So I'll give it a good 7. I like it.
Okay. And what was yours? I'm sorry.
I went ahead and gave it a 7, but it's, again, components are not a big part of this game, I don't think.
All right, the next thing we're going to rate now is theme. What do you think about the old Robin Hood Sheriff of Nottingham theme?
7. I like it. It's new, something different. I like the idea of hiding stuff. And you can be stealthy and cheat.
You like to be a betrayer, don't you? This was originally printed as a game in, I think, Brazil, where you were trying to cross the border with goods, and then they revamped it as a Robin Hood, where you were trying to sneak in, and then they came back and did this Sheriff of Nottingham because it's more really about the sheriff than about Robin Hood, and I think that was a wise choice. So the theme really works. I think once we started playing the game, we knew immediately where we wanted to go with our characters. The guy who took over the sheriff immediately knew how to act. It wasn't a question of, I don't know how a customs guy is supposed to be or whatever, but you could do this as a customs person.
Yeah.
So I like the theme. I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick at 7 for theme also. It definitely gets some pluses. Again, no zombies, zombie free. But the theme itself works just fine. It's, you're essentially you're just wanting to create an atmosphere where you can BS with each other and see what you can get by with. So the theme works just fine for it. I keep it at 7.
I really like it, but this is kind of a flashback to my own personal job, so I always us against the people bringing contraband and stuff in. So it's I got tickled by it, especially sharing that stuff with my friends. I give it. I personally like the theme, even though it doesn't have zombies. I personally really like the theme. I'll give it an 8.
All right. Gameplay. What you think? How's it go? How's it roll?
A 9. Smooth, quick, nope. Confusion.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong, so 9.
I'm going to give it, it depends on the crowd you're playing with, of course. This is a very crowd-dependent game. If you got a lot of people who are good into acting and like to get in there and mix it up with lies and lie-to-your-face type games, yeah. This is a good one.
What are you talking about?
And so I'm rating that on this instance because this crowd is that way, and I'll give it a 9 also.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with a full 9 on it. I was thinking about even maybe going a little bit higher because to me that's where this game really shines. Is just the actual gameplay. We've already talked about components and theme. You know, you can take it or leave it on that, but this game, when you get into the play, the rules are very simple. Everyone, if they're, you know, as Chris said, if you've got a good group that wants to get into this type of game, it's a fun game. We even kind of house ruled it ourselves and didn't use the timer just because we enjoy that role playing and that back and forth so much. So yeah, I'm going to give it really high marks. Go ahead and give it a 9.
Cheese. I'm right along with you guys. I really enjoyed playing it. The BS that goes on, watching the facial expressions and the really, it's apples.
Trying to catch somebody in the middle of a lie. That's the best part of it to me.
I myself, I really want to give this a 9 as well. I really enjoyed it, and I would love to play it again.
Well, that leads us right into our last category, which is replayability. Say?
9. I'd definitely play this again. It's fun. With the right people, it's fun.
Right. I'm going to give it my highest score out of the 4. It's a 9.5 because, I mean, this is easy to teach. It's easy to get out because there's not a lot of components. You don't have a lot of setup time.
Right.
And you can pull this out when people are standing around going, well, our, guy night ended early. What are we going to do now? Well, 15 seconds, you got this game out and everybody's already playing it. So 9.5 on replayability.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and ratchet it down to an 8, but that's still excellent. It's
says the grumpy gamer.
Yeah, that's right.
The original.
I can't lose my reputation, but the only reason it wouldn't be any higher is just because there isn't a lot of difference from game to game. But at the same time, the mechanic is so good, and the basic idea of the game is so good. If you're in a group of people that are inclined to play it, that you're going to have a great time with it. But replayability with some of the other games is you're going to see whole different scenarios every time or something like that. You don't see that with this game, but you're going to have a good time and you know what you're going to get when you go into it. So I'll keep it at an 8, still very high for me.
I like it so much that I'm going to give it a 9 for the fact that it's so easy to set up that my girls are a lot like me, and this would be easy to pull out on a rainy day and set up on the table, and within really just a couple minutes, as Chris was saying, and be able to start playing. Yeah. And the simplicity in it is what makes it so beautiful. You can just, you go right into it and you start your BS and start playing and having fun and you're laughing. I believe it was a great game for the guys here on Guy Night. I believe it'd make a great family game. So, really, I'm giving it a good 9.
All right, there you have it. Let's we'll consult the back computer to find out what that averages out to be, and we put it right here. All right. We want to consult the Dice of Destiny for what we're going to play next.
Well, of course.
So let's consult the Dice of Destiny for our next game.
I'm feeling lucky.
All right.
No more 6s.
Let's say first. Let's see which one do you want to. If you win, what do you
Legendary.
Marvel Legendary.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do Libertalia.
Libertalia is a good game, but I'm pulling for Francis Drake.
And I'm going to be rooting for 1775.
All right. Let's see what they say. The dice predicts. Ooh, 10.
5.
It don't matter. He won again.
It's a 9. I rolled a 9.
What'd you get?
It don't matter.
Not a 10.
Don't matter.
Libertalia. Woohoo! We'll see y'all here next time on the board game back.
Then we'll play Legendary anyway because it don't have Batman in it.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Act natural, boys. Act natural. Natural. Where you boys headed?
Yeah, sir. We just heading to the market for some burritos and gravy.
Almost made it.
So, what you got in the trunk?
Chicken.
Breads.
Apples.
Apples.
Chicken.
Apples.
Apple.
Apples, sir. Apples.
Chicken apple bread.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look in that trunk.
Well, Sheriff, there might be 10 coins back there.
10 coins? Well, maybe if there was 10 coins on each of you, I might be able to let you go.
You got 10 coins? 10 coins?
So, what'd you find? Did you find any dimes?
Find out that someone's going to have to go back to town and get a load of dimes.